What's up, everyone? As you can tell, that is not Megan making money. I think she might be like at the Dallas airport or something right now.
This
But
is the worst Megan making money has ever looked
well,
in this
that is
pod.
fair. That is fair.
If
I've seen her in person, and she does not have near as much chin hair, so I can
exactly.
confirm that. She is traveling back home to the Bayou. I am still in Kansas City, if you can't tell by this beautiful hotel room behind me. And that's because she and I were here all weekend for the Hollywood 400. We had to check out the new Barstool Sportsbook at the Hollywood Casino. We had an absolute riot. K State came big for me. That was nice. Unfortunately, William Byron was in the top three. There was like 12 laps to go. It was so close. Didn't get there. But congrats to Bubba Watson. He did get the win in Kansas. Toyota cars apparently do really well there. And I should have probably asked that prior to making my bet. That being said, is what it is. Rick, I got to tell this story only because nobody would believe me except for Large, Spider, and Megan. And I stood right there and I go, we're totally fading this guy. So we're in the media room. All of us are like starving, eating our faces off. Jeff Gordon walks in, and nobody even recognizes him. He's like a silver fox. We take a picture with Jeff Gordon, who's just an absolute utter NASCAR legend, and we're having a great time. Guy walks up, they have all their fire suits on and everything. They're getting ready to race. And he's talking to Spider and their buddies. And I'm like, Spider, who is that? Yeah, it's like you never see what these guys look like unless they win a race. And he goes, man, he's like, sorry, nice to meet you. I'm so hungover. And I go, what's your name again? And I found a matchup at the Barstool Sportsbook and was able to throw a couple dimes down against him, and it won. I mean, sometimes when you're there, you get that great inside information from the people themselves. I don't know if Jack is going to text me and be like, I can't believe you told that story on air. Is what it is. Overall, great weekend. Rico Bosco, how was your weekend starting with Saturday college football?
It was all right, pretty good. USC kind of saved me. I was I knew we went against each other. You had luckily it cut out well, I guess hopefully a house is safe, but that rainstorm, I was waiting for you to give me every reason why to take Stanford. I just knew the athletes on USC. They showed out. Almost got backdoored, which could have been horrific. Definitely sent you some nice texts as K State got a win of like how do you know you met your soulmate? You probably looked at the first one like, and then I rapid fire was like because Colin Klein is Adrian Martinez's soulmate. Would have been nice to watch Ewers go against Alabama for 4 quarters, but up and down, a little bit more down so far to start the college. So we'll see. Got to dial into the week, but overall doing okay.
Yeah, same here. I mean, the kicking for losers moments have just been incredible this first couple of weeks. Stanford, I knew when it was 7-7 and they called back the touchdown and then immediately turned the ball over. I was like, well, that was it. That was it for the Cardinal. I was like, somebody in the sports book changed this channel. I don't even want to watch it. Luckily, Kentucky did get the win in the swamp, which helped me save a little bit of face. Overtime, no Slovis was the death factor there for me with the Pitt plus 6.5 and on the money line. So just kind of one of those weekends where hopefully I can work out some of those kinks on my side. But I do feel like at the end of the day, I feel like I'm honing in on the right underdogs, just getting the wrong result.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought you were on South Carolina. I was on South Carolina. They didn't even show up at all. It felt like that was one you would be on. And that
I
yeah, I
definitely
mean
thought about it. I'm not gonna lie, they were on my long list, and I just kept looking at it, going, I am not sure that Spencer Radler is the right guy here for the Gamecocks. And so far, I'm really glad I obviously stayed off of that one. I may look towards them to see if he makes improvements throughout the course of the season, but as of right now, the Gamecocks just a little too overhyped for me.
I agree with that. Big win for Wazoo
Wow.
to now I'm holding I need 6 wins, I'm a third of the way there. And then late night I was kind of watching, you know who might be a sleeper out in the Pac-12 is Oregon State.
They were great for
Little
me last year. I thought
yeah,
that
they're
maybe they were
pesky.
getting a little overhyped moving from that big underdog situation to now being favorites. They did look really pesky. I'm not going to lie to you and sit here and say I watched very much of that game, but there's a couple of things about either being at a game or yesterday being at the racetrack for a better part of the games is that now I've got to backtrack. I've got to just look at more than the box score, see what I really missed out on. But I'm with you. I actually have Fresno State on my long list this week. I'm probably going to be going against USC once again. KU beating West Virginia was like the shocker of the day. I had so many people tell me they thought KU would be able to go in there and do it. And I said, absolutely not. I'm not buying the hype. And There's a couple other little outright underdogs, Georgia Southern, only 22.5 point dogs going into Lincoln and costing Scott Frost his job. I couldn't believe that one. I was just floored. Frankly, I saw that score walking out of the K State game, and I go, "What in the hell is happening in Lincoln?" They're just they're in shambles. But looks like sharp money's coming in on them early for this week.
Who
I don't
does
know if I'm
Can
gonna be able to back
who
Nebraska.
I'm looking I was looking a little bit last night. Who does Kansas have this week?
So Kansas actually is a 9 point underdog this week, and they play. I have them written down on my long list. Let me look really quick here. Um, just because again, normally I start doing this stuff Sunday nights, but we had way too much fun yesterday. I had to go to bed. I was like, I'm too old for this. KU plays. Oh, that's right. They play Houston. Dana Holgerson's team that will be in the Big 12 next year. Going to be a really interesting spot there, and they're actually already down to 10 at the Barstool Sportsbook.
I thought that total was a little low. That's what jumped out to me.
Ooh, 62.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Kansas just put up a boatload against West Virginia, so
Yeah,
that total definitely jumped out to me. I'm diving in
offensively,
it.
Leopold's got this team definitely improved. Going to catch that over 2.5 wins. I have a feeling here shortly, which will be really nice to be able to do early on in the season. As far as NFL goes, I had a great NFL Sunday, and I gave out nothing. And that's the fun part about this game is trying to decide. I told myself I'm going to show a lot of discipline. I'm only going to give out my best bets, and then some teasers here and there. My only best bet was the Vikings, and it was the easiest one so far this season to cash. Was super nice. I'm in a pick five contest. Went 5-0. My partner texted me last week. I hate this card. Just pick five. I sent him to him on Monday night, and he goes locked and loaded. I said locked and loaded. It's Monday. Like we got lots of things to change between now. And he goes nope. He goes you sent them so rapid fire with such like confidence. He's like we're not changing them. So that was exciting, except for the fact that I didn't bet any of the other four. I had a ton of teasers, lost on Thursday night with the Rams. And then, of course, the Dallas Cowboys don't show up at home.
They didn't
Obviously,
even
Dak
show
gets
up.
hurt. But it was just, it was, look out. We can't even say anything nice about the Bucks. It was just that Dallas was so flat offensively. How they couldn't keep it within a touchdown at home in a primetime game was really frustrating. So I ended up having a losing week overall just because of those two teaser legs that lost, which sucks. But the Vikings was really nice. My best bets last year 14-1 against the spread. Year before 12-5, or sorry, 14-4 last year. The year before 12-5. I'm only sticking with my best bets this year. I have to. I have to show some discipline here in terms of things because yesterday was an anomaly. There was so many great underdogs that came to play, all the ugly ones, and we had a really good time at the Barstool Sportsbook, hanging out with everybody. I bet enough there this last year that I've been working for Barstool that I had a little free play on my account. So Megan and Cody, one of the social guys was there, and I was like, all right, we're just gonna bet this whole free play on black, one spin. We leave the casino. I look over, Spider, who's up, a couple bucks himself, but does the same thing on the next roll, loses it all. And I'm like, and this Spider, I was like, we're done here. And also, I thought Spider was like 35, not 26. So I'm definitely on his shit list after the end of this weekend. Apparently, only I'm the old person that works at Barstool, and everybody else is in their 20s. But overall, very happy with at least the direction that my bets are going in.
Yeah, the thing that's I was 2-0. I had the Vikings with you as well, circled that, which actually closed as a favorite, which showed us
I
which,
loved it.
we were on the right side. I knew the Ravens were gonna smash the Jets. Like Stephen Shea, I got Stephen Shea sitting next to me correcting me on everything I'm saying. I'm like, "You're an idiot. The Jets stink. Like, watch this game. They stink."
I would have loved to take the Jets, but I've told everyone I'm not betting on the Jets until they can prove to me they're going to cover
No.
games. Why? I don't care what the number says.
Yeah, they stink. No, they're in disarray. It's a disaster. All the local radio here is killing them. They're unwatchable. They're
Are you
horrific.
calling in still like your old days? Are you
Oh, no,
calling in
no,
just
no.
trashing
Well,
the
no.
Jets?
Not yet. No, I'm a Giants fan, luckily, so we're 1-0. But, the one thing that I grabbed the Saints live at +550 and had the Lions
Wow.
live as well, so I went 2-0 in straights. The one thing I wanna give a shout Barstool Sportsbook, there was a four-teamer parlay or four-guy parlay, over 1.5 on the passing touchdowns, which Kyler Murray made us sweat until the very end, and then it finally came through at +550.
Wow.
I was chasing another one tonight with the plus signs of touchdowns. You're obviously chasing the live, but it's a passing league. I think you start throwing these guys in there, for passing touchdowns over at 1.5. especially in high scoring type games, and correlate it. Take the two on in one game, take two in the other game, and look at like a 5 to 6 payout. It's great. Like just
Yeah,
you're just
Aaron Rodgers hurt us in the Stephen Che trust the data parlay. And it was kind of that weird, like, do I want to bet this? Not because I don't trust Che, but because whenever I have too many bets on one game, it makes me like
right.
I prefer to be involved in the side or total. And then you throw fantasy or prop bets into the mix, and now you're cheering for a quarterback to have a really bad game. Well, yeah, of course, betting the Vikings. I'd love to have Aaron Rodgers have a bad game, but then Che comes in over with the over 1.5 touchdowns, and I'm like, oh God, okay, I'm gonna tell you, but like I also really need the Vikings to win and cover a teaser leg. And oh, by the way, I need Aaron Rodgers to do poorly in my fantasy team, it against my fantasy team. But onto that, we'll go on to Monday Night Football. Currently, Barstool Sportsbook 6.5 for the Broncos, and I think this one might be headed to 6. We saw 7 blip up there for a minute. Total 44 Rico. I know our good friend Jerry has the Broncos money line to fill out a big parlay, and he puts on Twitter, "What do I do?" I said it's 7. You got to go for the middle. I think you do at least throw a couple of dimes on the other side and try to hit both bets. I always used to have a saying called "hedging is for pussies," and that was back when I just said whatever I wanted on the internet. So I didn't want to bring that back. But I kind of feel like that still. Like Jerry, I get it. 14 grand is a nice chunk of change, and you're supposed to guarantee yourself money here. So did Jerry tell you what he's going to end up doing?
No, Jerry, Jerry, you want to weigh in here live? he's he's having a tough go. He's having a tough go.
He's having a tough go, huh?
We got a lot of sticky notes with possibilities. Jerry, what's the ultimate decision here?
Yeah, I don't
The
know.
internet is clamoring to know.
Dave texted me. He's like, asked me if I was a pussy, and I was like, no. And
See?
he's like,
So
well,
I do
pussy.
need to bring back
I would
hedging is for
hedge. I
pussies.
would hedge. That's me.
I don't
It's
know.
a guaranteed payout is a guaranteed payout, but you do whatever you want.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
it's
but I
like,
don't think you hedge. I think you go for the middle here, right? Let's put it this way. I got the under tonight, which I was going to give out here in a minute. But if you're going under 44, points are at a premium. If you can get 6.5, and maybe it does hit 7 again before kickoff. Listen, this is a very, very lopsided game. The whole world is on the Broncos, and rightfully so. And I am agreeing with Rico. You got to guarantee yourself some sort of money. But I think that when you go, instead of trying to bet Seattle money line, I think
yeah,
if you're hoping for two outcomes that could both happen, is a better hedge opportunity. And that's why I say middle, because you can still win both. You can win Broncos money. Broncos win, let's just say Broncos win 24-21. You win
yeah,
both bets.
both bets.
You
Yeah,
win both bets. Broncos win 17-14. 2014 still. 2014 still gets you a winner there with
Yeah.
the plus 6.5. That's what I would do. But again, Dave and I are a lot alike in some weird way. But that's funny that he also asked if you're a pussy because,
yeah,
yeah, I get it.
yeah. It's I don't know because I want to do that. I think the worst case scenario for me here is to not hedge or not middle it and then just lose everything. That would be sickening.
That would be an apps. That is not what you want to happen, right?
Yeah,
So I think
yeah,
the biggest thing here is that you've got to either middle,
yeah,
right, with Seattle plus a point, or you've got to take a couple of dimes on the other side with Seattle money line. Like
yeah.
you don't want to walk away tonight empty-handed, shitting your pants twice.
Well, the problem is now, this morning when I woke up on the Barstool Sportsbook, it was plus 7.5 for Seattle. And I was like, okay, great. I'm going to go to work. I'm going to come home. Hopefully it jumps up a little bit or, gets down to 7 and I'm good. Now it's 6.5. And now I feel like before game time, because of some late money is
She
coming on.
thinks it's hitting 6.
Yeah, I think it's hitting 6. That's the problem. That's the problem.
I do too. And that's a good sign though. That means the sharp guys, the bookmakers, their job is to try to bait some money on the other side. So they had no choice but to go to 7.5. I get that. I don't know if the Barstool Sportsbook will get to 6, just because I do have to guess that we probably have, if I was to guess, I'd say 85% of the tickets on the Broncos. So at
Yeah.
some point in time, they've got to not show their hand completely in what they're looking for. I absolutely think the middle is the play here. And just because it does correlate with my play on the under.
Now, Kelly, let me ask you something. Thursday night, favorite national TV covers. Sunday night, national TV favorite covers.
But I had the flip side of this all week, and I should have been betting them because that's what I've been saying. The divisional dogs all did well against the spread. So does water find its level here where it's the Broncos in a rout?
So my problem is this too. So as I mentioned on Monday, I had 5 teaser legs and I did every possible combination. Started off really bad Monday night with the Rams, obviously just coming out completely flat. It also went under the total. Then you also had Sunday night where the Bucks didn't do anything great offensively. If you want my personal opinion, it was
Yeah.
just how poorly the Cowboys played. Killed my other teaser leg. This is kind of an anomaly. Normally, I like to bet the primetime home dogs, looking to bet them. I think that we're seeing a shift there to where these are more primetime unders. And that does definitely scare me with Seattle. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's Drew Lock, it doesn't matter if it's Geno Smith. I personally don't want to bet Seattle.
Yeah.
I'm personally going to bet the first half under and the game under. The reason why I'm telling you is because you can have two winners as a possibility versus just straight hedging, if
Yeah.
that makes any sense. I would rather hit 2 bets than go 1 and 1. Now you
Hmm.
can obviously still go 1 and 1, but you can't win Broncos money line and Seattle money line. That's my problem.
Yeah.
If you were to take 5 grand and go bet, or I'd have to do the exact calculator, but let's say 3,500, right? Off the top of my head to win close to 10 grand.
Yeah. I think it's 90 something hundred somewhere around there.
Yeah, and that's the problem here is not also, and I don't know Jerry's financial situation, but let's just use a hypothetical. Not everybody also has $3,500 at their disposal like that to just be able to walk into a sports book and be able to hedge. So
Yeah.
that's the other alternative here. Whereas you can definitely take a little bit aside here, and you at 7, I would say it has to be done at 6.5. I understand your hesitation, but
Yeah.
somebody with some big money is like, all right, fine. The sports books are begging me to take the 7. I'm going to take it here. And that's why I do lean towards that side. Russell Wilson last year in Seattle was not that impressive to me. Granted, he does have a better defense in Denver this year. I could see Seattle's defense tightening up here. This is an interesting game from a situational perspective. I do not see the Broncos in a rout. That's
Yes. Me
my
too.
biggest confession. If I saw the Broncos in a route here and I said, "Listen, this is gonna be like a 31-3 game," sure, we could just say, "All right, you just let it ride," like Dave said, "Don't be a pussy." But also 14 grand, I mean, depending on who you are, is a nice chunk of change.
Yeah, it is for
I would
sure.
if somebody off the street said, "Here, I'm going to offer you $0 or 14 grand. This is all you need is the Broncos to win." It's easy to say that, but because you have it so close in your hand right
Yeah.
now, and I know everybody's like, "Oh, hit that cash out button, do this, do that." I don't think that's the right move either. I think you put a little bit on the other side, and maybe you don't do as much. But think about
Yeah.
this, Jerry. If right now I said, "I'm going to give you $2,500, win or lose, you don't even have to watch the game tonight," what would you do?
Ooh. I wouldn't take it.
Okay. And that tells me
I
that
won't.
maybe you're not really ready to hedge because the
No.
whole thought process in hedging is guaranteeing yourself money. And if
No.
you
Yeah,
don't
for
want it,
sure.
if you don't care to guarantee yourself $2,500, then maybe Dave's right. Don't be a pussy.
The flip side of it to me too is like people are always like, "Oh, hedging's throwing money out the window." It's like he's lucky to get out of Saturday night. He was also lucky to like Najee Harris goes down, has an awful game. He was lucky to get that. Jonathan Taylor wants like you're lucky to
Yeah.
be where you are.
Oh yeah.
There is an element
Absolutely.
of like just take what you can get
I
too.
I was gonna get very very crazy, honestly, Kelly, and I got talked out of it. I was gonna take Broncos for like 5K minus 6.5, and then I just was like, I was like, oh god, that's so stupid. That's so stupid. Don't do that. Don't do that.
You double up.
Yeah.
Now, I will say this, my buddy Chris, who's probably not watching the show, does do really stupid things like that. I cannot condone that, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen him double up his bets like that, and I'm like, I could never. I've done it a time or two with some of these 3-team parlays where I'm like, nope, I still love this side. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't personally hedge, but
Yeah.
that's because I've only got $100 on 3 dogs that went outright. I'm already looking for so much. Hedging just isn't in my forte. Plus, I've already got them plus the points. Plus, I've already got them by themselves on the money line. But you've got some stuff to think about over the next few hours. I'm kind of
Yeah.
curious to see what you're going to end up with here.
Yeah.
Rico, what are you betting tonight?
He thinks he's going to church.
I'm
He's
actually.
like, I
I'm
might go to.
actually.
He thinks church is the answer.
I'm getting my bag
I
home
said
now.
last week after everything bad that happened to me, I needed to go to church on Sunday, and you know what I did? Didn't go to church, and here I am this week,
Hey, thanks,
getting just
Kelly.
slaughtered in teaser legs. So maybe just throw a little extra in the offering plate, Jerry.
Yeah.
Promise God 10%. Give him that 1,400 off that 14 grand,
Yep.
and maybe he'll send some love your way.
Thanks,
Text her and
Kelly.
let her know. Do you have her number?
Yeah, I got it.
732
I got it.
681
Yeah.
5055. All right.
You love to tweet out that phone number. I don't
Yeah,
even get
but
the joke behind it.
it's if anyone it's the inside of all inside jokes. I like that you said ugly. Um because I'm gonna go. I saw this one at plus signs. I'm addicted to the plus signs now. Over 3.5 field goals is plus 116.
Ooh.
Yeah, I like that. I got Judy in the double dip at plus 850. I'm always gonna go Thursday, Monday, and one on Sunday. Um,
So double dips Thursday, Monday, and Sunday.
yeah, just one guy to score 2 touchdowns.
Okay.
I thought we'd get a dead brother game on Thursday. Didn't come through. Sunday, I chased another tight end. I thought Mark Andrews was going to eat up the Jets. They did eat up the Jets, but he couldn't get the looks. I'm going with Judy tonight. Slot guy. Maybe Russell dumps it off. He finds his spots. And then Russell over 1.5 passing touchdowns is minus 137.
I don't hate the Jerry Judy. Actually, there was a couple of ladies discussing on Twitter this morning the rumors, if you will, that Cortland Sutton is Russell's favorite target in Denver. And I said, I don't know. The slot receiver guy, if you look at how his dichotomy was with Tyler Lockett in Seattle, he likes those quick slot guys that don't usually get double teamed. And I have a very big feeling that Seattle's going to have to try to shut down those big pass plays, which means they're going to double team Sutton from time to time. I like that double dip with Jerry Judy, even though it does not correlate really to my under necessarily. Maybe it just ends up.
Listen,
I'll take. How about
I'm
this? We'll take 21-20. Jerry has to sweat his Broncos money line, but he cashes the other. He middles it,
he
if
hits
you
both.
will,
I
and
hit the
you get
two
your touchdowns
touchdowns.
from Jerry Judy.
Did we get 3? Does that get 4 field goals? 21-20.
No, you can't have both.
All right. I'm looking for it all,
Four
but we'll
field
figure
goals.
it out.
I could see. I mean, Pete Carroll's gonna have to settle
23-20.
for field goals.
Yeah.
It's tough. See what I mean about having too many bets on one game? It throws me in this conundrum. And then I sound like Stephen A, where I'm like, yeah, the Raiders are going to score more points, but the Chargers are going to win the game. Well, yeah, none of that makes any fucking sense because there's too many things going on, and it just doesn't work that way. We're gonna it is money making Mondays. Let me read this so I don't screw it up for Megan. As I mentioned, Megan is traveling back to the Bayou right now. Money making Mondays. Megan's promotion is 3 bets in the NFL. Three picks for the Monday Night Football game. To be eligible, you got to place $25 or more cash wagers in the Money Making Mondays exclusive bet. But if your bet loses, you get $10 back for each leg of the bet that does hit. So that's kind of where we're at with this. She's got Russell Wilson to throw over 1.5 passing touchdowns. She's been listening to Stephen Che. She's got over 253 and a half passing yards for Russell Wilson, and the Denver Broncos minus 2.5 plus 260. I actually don't hate money making Mondays. That it could be a really good one. I could see this being a field goal type game. So good for Megan getting underneath those 2 key numbers. She moved the stool on money making Mondays. She likes to do that a lot. I'm not as brave as her. I stick with these boring side bets. And next thing you know, she goes on a limb. She's probably going to cash this money making Mondays. I hope Jerry cashes his bet as well. Rico, I can't decide if I want over 3.5 field goals of cash for you or the double dip because I don't
Double
know if
dip.
both of those
No,
are going to
double
happen.
dip.
We
Double
got to
dip.
go with the double dip. What's it
We
pay
want
this
the
week?
double dip. It's 850.
Plus 850. All right.
Yeah,
I love it.
which only puts us back to 5 units though, because last night we added one as well. So
What are you going to do?
we're
What are you
moving,
going to do?
we're moving and shaking. I'm addicted, and the whole time I'm watching. You got the 6 screens going. I'm like, oh, DeAndre Swift, he got 2. This guy got 2. Like they're out there. You can definitely go get guys to go get 2. So
We see it every single day in the NFL. It happens all the time. Those are a super fun bet. I'm cheering hard for you guys tonight. I'm headed back. I just found out I'm going to go spearfishing with Sydney Wells in the morning. So by this week, I am just going to be completely burnt out on everything Barstool, but I love it. This is such a great time of year. Rico, thank you for hanging out with us. We will see you on Thursday.
Can I get one last one in there, and you can just
Yeah,
tease
why
it
not?
with a code word if you have to?
A code word.
Yeah, well, yeah. What are you looking at for Saturday in college?
Oh God.
Because it's
So
slim.
It is Monday. It's almost 2 o'clock here in the beautiful state of Kansas. Oh, wait, I'm in Missouri. My hotel, I hate this place. I love Kansas. Hate Missouri. I can't even bet on the Barstool Sportsbook. I got to drive to a gas station like an hour and not even like 13 seconds that way. All right, for college football week 3, and we'll get back on Thursday with Megan, with Rico, with myself, and I'll let you guys know what I'm actually betting. But here's my long list: Western Kentucky +7, Kansas +9, Texas Tech +10.5, FAU +9, Miami of Florida +5.5, Nebraska +11.5, Washington -3.5, Fresno State +12, UTSA +10.5 is my long list. I've got some more work to do this afternoon before I fly out. Got some more work to do on the plane, and then somehow I'm gonna work after I get done spearfishing with Sydney Wells tomorrow. But we'll be back on Thursday, and by then I will have definitive college football plays for you. We're getting close. We're getting hotter, right? First week we had a couple of mishaps. Last
Yep.
week we got Kentucky to win outright. I feel good. I feel good. It's probably going to be week 4. Week 3, I'll probably get another couple dogs to win outright,
Yeah,
and
let's
somebody's going to screw me over
two
in
and
overtime
two,
again.
2-1 in locks. This trophy's coming home. So
Love it. I love it. I love it. Good stuff for the pick'em guys. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out on Money Shots, and good luck tonight on all of your bets over at the Barstool Sportsbook. And we'll see you guys on Thursday.